I didn't realize what was going on with the bees. I look back on some of my videos, and I could see if I had been probably more experienced, I would have noticed the signs of a queen that had quit laying earlier. I would pick up frames that had no brood on them, and I would just think, okay, well, all this is hatched out and the other bees are preparing them for her to lay back. Well, she had stopped laying for quite some time, I think. And then the 2-week break that I took from not inspecting them just let all my brood hatch out and what was there die out. And there are few bees. There's still a queen there because I saw her the other day. Very few bees. No honey to speak of. Very, very little pollen or anything like that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to combine the two hives. I'm combining a top bar hive in with the Langstroth hive, which is going to be interesting to say the least. I don't know if it's ever, if people have done it. I'm sure somebody has done it in the past. I'm kind of going by the steps to combine two Langstroth hives, but I'm going to shake the top bar hive bees out into a new box. I didn't have time to go build a box, so I went to one of my local man lake dealer and I bought a kit with just the box and 10 frames with the foundation in it. It was kind of a have-to emergency situation. I didn't have time to build everything I needed, so it was easier to just go buy this and try to save my bees. And I've been thinking about trying to get the Langstroth hive to draw out another box of comb anyway, and maybe between the two hives together there will be enough bees that they can draw it out before it gets too terribly cold here. It's been kind of chilly at night, but it's still pretty warm during the day. They've been flying and foraging today. Of course, the only thing there is to forage on is my new 5-gallon bee feeder that I made the other day. Kind of trying a life support thing with this top bar hive, which I think it's probably too late. So anyway, I've never tried this before. I'm pretty new at this, and so this is kind of documentation for myself on what not to do if I screw it up, or what to do if I do it right. We'll see. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go add some grass to my smoker. I just mowed out here, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Just to make sure that my smoke is good and cool, because I'm going to be doing some stuff that I've never done before, and I want to make sure I got plenty of smoke. There's some alcohol. I didn't have any pure grain alcohol or denatured alcohol or anything like that, so this is some commercial moonshine. It's 55% alcohol, so that's the best I've got. Short notice, so that'll have to do. If it goes bad, it goes bad. It's one queen. I'll get another one. Hopefully I'll have another one next spring. Sugar water to spray the newspaper, and that should be plenty of newspaper to cover the hive, the bottom box. I've got a feeder on the top, so that'll give the bees something that they can eat until they can all chew through the newspaper. If I can get the newspaper apart, that's gonna be, uh-oh. That's already ripped. That ain't gonna work. This, okay. Okay, I can put that over there and then put this on top of it. So it may be 2 layers on one side. I didn't realize that some of my newspaper had been ripped. It was in my bee box to start fires, start my smoker with. So first thing I'm going to do is take the box over there and I'm going to start this one. Put my box over here. A lot of activity today. I was really surprised. I saw how well they're using that that feeder that I built the other day. It was crazy. I posted a picture on Facebook earlier, and I probably should have done that, built that earlier in the year, but I just found the video on how to do that, and it was very simple, very simple design, very easy to make. Took all of about 10 minutes to make. So let's see here. Get my hive tool, don't blow away. My knife, frame tool, just in case. I don't think I'll need it, but there's that. I am gonna need some plugs for my top bar hive. Make sure they don't go back to the top bar. Close it off. And I know there's some in here because I made extras. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will work, even though 6. I really need 9, but I may not have that many. I may not have that luxury. Okay. So, I don't know if that battery, I charged the battery, so it should be good, but it's showing red, so it may not last. All right. And what I've got here is a top feeder. I got a top feeder on this that's hopefully isn't full of syrup at the moment, because it's going to be heavy and awkward if it is. So let's see how bad we can screw this up. Okay. A lot of activity. I don't know if you can see that over there. It probably looks really far away on this camera, but that's that new feeder I bought, or made, excuse me. Bees are a lot of activity today. If it wasn't, if winter wasn't just around the corner, I might even open that up, because there's really a lot of activity today. Looks like they're getting jammed up too, so let's see what we got going on here. Oh, it's still got probably a gallon left in it. That's going to be problematic, but it's not terribly. Let's see, go take this down. Okay. This thing is purpleized. First thing I need to do is to get out, is to go check the top bar. Okay. This was very disappointing the other day when I got in it. It was one of the first inspections that I had ever done without a camera. And wouldn't you know, it was just oh, it was horrible. All right, one thing is, see, there's still syrup in there. Don't know why. That's been there for, well, I may have refilled it the other day when I did this little inspection, so it may not be that far off. Okay, well, I left my hive tool over there, but it shouldn't be a problem if they're still the way it was the other day. Hardly any bees. Hardly any bees. I don't know if you can see that. Very few bees. Very, very few bees. Right there is all I can see. There used to be bees just, I mean, filled all the way back to there. And looking back, when I started feeding them again to try to get them to draw these last 4 bars out, that's when the problem started. That's when I should have noticed, hey, there's a problem. There's 4 bars here that they're not drawing out, and you know, things went downhill from there, really. I mean, look, nothing, absolutely nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing. No honey, no nothing. I don't know if it was all robbed out or what, but there's nothing in there. Some drone cells even. Nothing there. You can tell there had been brood in there. Very few bees. I don't even need smoke. This is really frustrating. I need to go get my, okay, see, nothing, absolutely nothing. All that's drone cells, but even up here, there's nothing. There used to be honey on every bar up here high. Every bar. Like I said, I don't know if they were robbed out because they got weak, or, oh, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I really am. This is my first year, and it's just kind of, this was my strong hive. This was my strong colony. And it's just, as you can tell, I mean, there's nothing in there at all. And really, that's the first bee you've seen all the way up to this point. So it's really, really frustrating. This Langstroth hive started off as a nuke that I got back in, oh, when was it? July, late July, August. And now it's busting at the seams. There are bees. It is just completely full of bees. Completely full of bees. So what I'm going to do when I find the queen, I'm going to put her in this alcohol, and I'm going to take what few bees I have here, and I'm going to shake them out. So I can tell from just being in this far that it's not, I mean, it's still a dead hive. This is, I'm not even sure what that is. Well, there's some honey, just like a little bit of honey. We're back, I mean, we're only back to the, this is the 13th bar. I mean, like I said, you can tell there used to be bees. There used to be brood. It used to be full of brood. So let me go prepare my other hive. Okay. There's a little jumping spider. He's around here all the time. So put this down here probably. I already broke that loose, or I thought I'd broke that loose. And I left my hive tool over there again. There. Okay. Look at all the bees. There will be probably a few bees on the underside of this feeder that will go. Ooh, these things are acting like they're cold. But yeah, I know. Let's just make them mad. And I have. Okay. The thing about it is, these bees that will be left out. These bees that will be left out will, or that get trapped underneath the bottom of the feeder there, will actually maybe help the new bees. Okay, let's try that. Don't. God almighty. Okay. This little breeze is a pain in the rear end. Okay, first of all, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. I think this spray sugar water on the paper, that'll encourage them to chew it, to chew through it. Maybe it'll help stick it down too, or it won't blow off. Okay, spray some on this side too. Come on, please. A little help here, a little good luck maybe would be nice. Okay. Okay. If those will stick together, maybe that'll help. I don't know if that's okay. Let's see here. Put this one right there. All right. I'm going to take about 4 of these out. I don't even know if there's enough bees here to shake off, to be honest with you. Like I said, these I need a place to put these. I'll just use this one as a table, I guess. All right. Let's see if we can get these bees off the front, so I can plug these holes. Plug, and plug. All right. Fingers in the way. All right. Yeah, I know you're a guard bee, and I know you don't want me here, but too bad. All right. Let's see if we can take some of these. There are very few bees on each one of these, so I don't know if there's a way I can lay those kind of cattywampus and let them. That way I can shake a few bees at a time in there. Like shake 3 or 4 frames at a time in there. I don't need my knife in this mess. So there's actually a little bit more honey than there was the other day. I still don't see any brood though. None at all. No brood. Let's see if I see. I don't want to transfer the queen, that's for sure. She's going bye-bye. There was a queen cup, but it's not a queen cell. Alright, let's shake these off and see how well that does. Come on, stay in there. Very few bees. I gotta go back and get some more. Yeah, see, this is gonna be the pain right here. Having them come back to this hive. That one actually has more honey in it than I expected. They're actually putting up nectar in that one again. But as you can tell, there is no brood at all, and that's got some nectar but no brood, so they would not have enough brood to sustain the hive through the winter, not unless I can find them. So I'll let these bees rob out this honey, or this nectar, whatever's in here. There's a little bit that's in here. Oh, there went that. I'll let them rob that out, and then I'll melt that down. Let's see if I can find the queen. She was on like the second bar the other day. And looky there. There's 2 queen cups. They made queen cups, but they never did produce a queen. So they kind of, if they'd ever started a queen cell, I would have let them have it, but they never did. And there's no queen there. I don't see the queen there. They are starting to put up nectar. I mean, and there's pollen, but there's still no brood at all. None. So the queen has pretty much quit laying. And I need to, I've only got 2 bars left, so I'm going to go ahead and deal with her. If I can find her. She's marked, so she shouldn't be that difficult to find. See, there's pollen and there's nectar, but there's no brood at all. None. They just started putting this brood up, or this nectar up, since I put out this large external feeder. I don't know where in the world she's at, but we're gonna see if we can and I'm afraid that this is not gonna end well. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do though. If I can get this off of here, I'm gonna put this lid on while I'm between frames. Alright, let's see if we can find the queen. There she is, right there. See her? Okay. She has breathed her last full hours of air. Now, I've never tried to pick up a queen. So, there she is. Yep. Was that her? Yep, that was her. So she's gone. They are now officially queenless. So let's go shake the rest of these out. I didn't get most of them, and I'm not sure I can. But I'm at the point of no return now. I've already done the queen. All I can do now is to try to smoke these guys out of here. Run them out. Run them out. Come on. Run them out. Run them out. Come on. Run them out. Hopefully they'll go back to that. They'll go to the Langstroth hive, and the ones that didn't get put in the top of the Langstroth will make nice with the Langstroth bees, and will they'll be able to get in there. They're almost all gone, so come on, a little more, a few more. Come on. I don't want you to. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. Smoke y'all. I'm choking myself. Come on. There's maybe a dozen left in there. Alright. Make sure that's all closed up. The only thing that I don't have closed up airtight is the the bottom, of course, the bottom where the screen isn't, and then the vent holes, there's 3 vent holes on each side. Okay, there, as you can tell, there are a few bees in there. Those bees are from the original hive. There is a little bit of comb there, which kind of halfway concerns me, but I think that they still have an open passage through there. You can see some bees in there, so they are still. There's a dead bee. I don't know how she got in there. Probably last time before I closed it. Alright, we got that filled. So, there's already wasps and bumblebees. Yeah, they're already robbing. But I expected so much. These guys, these don't have. This doesn't have anything. All this is wax. There's no honey, no nectar, no pollen, no nothing in these. All these bars, all these frames. These bees here are still gonna have. I mean, there's several. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. Boy, I wish there was a way I could take those. I know they're not going to be as docile as a swarm, because I can already tell they're buzzed around me like they're mad. But I wish there was a way I could take them out of that cluster there and add them to this other hive. I'm going to leave that right there so they can all rob that. There's a little bit of nectar in some of those, but like I said, there's practically no brood, so they wouldn't have made it another month, especially with winter coming on. Pick that up. All right, well, that's kind of messed up. The wind's picking up. It feels like it's getting cooler out here, so I did this just in time, I think. Hope I didn't wait too long, but all right. Well, get a new tripod, I guess. Either that or see if I can figure out how to fix that one. That's my week right there. That's the perfect example of my week. Between stuff at work and finding out one of my hives is dying. Yeah, it's been just a peachy week. There's what I bought from it's Man Lake. I don't remember how much it cost, but it was nice to have a local bee equipment supplier that I could get something like that from, because I definitely wouldn't have been able to make the box in time, or the frames, or have, you know, the foundation. I really would have rather had black foundation, the black plastic foundation, just as you can see. You can see eggs better, but beggars can't be choosers. I don't know how that's gonna sit up there, but anyway. So anyway, yeah. So we'll see how that works, and if it works. If not, maybe I can get that other hive to just go ahead and draw out that box before it gets too cold, because it sure would be nice to have 2 boxes there. And there's the queen. She's got the mark on her back, yellow. See, she's this year's queen. I don't understand that. It's she was doing so well at the beginning of the summer, and I mean, she had really good brood patterns. You can go back on some of my videos and look at the brood patterns, and the hive was just bursting with bees for a while. And if I'd have been paying attention, I guess, or known what I was looking at and what I was watching, I would have realized that I was headed for trouble. So I'm down to 1 Langstroth hive instead of 1 Langstroth and 1 top bar, which is probably not the best way to do things anyway. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep 2 of those top bar hives, sell 1 of them, and I'm going to have another Langstroth hive at least next year. We'll see what else we come up with. There's been a lot of activity here. The way I've got this positioned, it's in the shade early in the evening, which is great in the summer, but not so much when it starts getting cooler. Here's my new feeder. This is a simple design. It's just a 5-gallon bucket with some holes drilled into it. Fill it full of syrup, and then you flip it upside down. It's the easiest thing in the world to make. I'm a little too close, I think, because I'm getting buzzed. So, but anyway, I'm hoping that those bees, there's a lot of bees over there on that top bar hive that are trying to get back in. I'm hoping that they I wish there was a way I could get them back in that, but oh well, it's what it is, I guess. They're bound to die anyway. Hopefully they'll go into that Langstroth hive. I don't know. If I had a bee vac or something like that, I could vacuum them into a bee vac and then shake them into it, but I don't have a bee vac, so not yet. There's not really a way I could, because it's not like a swarm where you could just, scrape them off into a box and then dump them into there. I mean, they're gonna, when you start messing with them, they're gonna fly. So hopefully they'll figure out to go to that Langstroth hive, and I won't lose too many out of the whole mess, but oh well. Like I said, if I do, it is what it is. There's a lot of stuff there there's nothing there. Nothing there. I'm going to melt that down. There's not a whole lot of wax there as far as like a block of melted wax, but people that have never dealt with it like me It's amazing how light and how delicate that honeycomb is. It's, I don't know, the only thing I can compare it to is maybe tissue paper. It's so very fragile, especially when it's empty like this. When it's got honey on it, in it, or brood, and it's capped and everything, it helps with, I guess, the stability of it, and it also gets a whole lot heavier. But okay, well, if I messed it up too bad, be nice in your comments, please. Like I said, this is my first year. I'm a newbie. Let me know what you think. Let me, you know, if you think I could have done something different. But I mean, it was a doomed hive. There was no brood, practically no brood at all. There was maybe a couple of dozen cells that had anything in it. They were starting to put back nectar, but I think that's because I put that external feeder out there and they have just been hammering it. It looks to me like there's maybe a gallon and a half left in it, and it's 5 gallon. I was probably about 4.5 gallons in it, and it's been out for a few days. This is actually the first day I've come out and looked to see how they were using it. Let me know what you think. If I did right, I screwed the pooch, or whatever. This is my first year, my first 2 hives. The one that just died was the one I actually paid for. It was a package. The one that's doing so well right now is actually a nuke that I traded a top bar hive from a friend, and at first I was worried that they were even going to be able to draw out enough comb to fill the box. Well, now the box is absolutely bursting at the seams with bees. They've drawn all the frames out, and it is just full of brood. So I'm hoping between the 2 hives, the bunch of bees that I just put in there and the bees that are there now, and maybe the bees that are outside, that maybe they'll figure out where to go and go into that other hive. But hopefully between all those I can get that other box drawn out before it gets too cold during the day. Like right now it says it's 79 on my truck, but it's probably not that warm. I think 75 was as warm as it was supposed to be today. So it's been in the high 40s at night and in the high 70s during the day, and I think it's supposed to get a little warmer for the next few days and then maybe turn off cool again. I don't know, I'm not sure, but hopefully before it gets too terribly cold. We're in the middle of October now, so maybe before it gets too cold they can have some of those frames drawn out, and maybe I can get them through the winter. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, be nice. Let me know what you think. If I did right, if I did wrong, if you could think of another way I could have done this, another way I could have transferred the bees. I know I didn't get the bulk of the bees probably because there were a lot of them on the top bar hive still. But other than lifting that top bar hive and moving it over there where the Langstroth hive was, and even then, I mean, I probably wouldn't have got them all. But if you can think of a way that I could have done it where I could have gotten the most of the bees in the Langstroth hive, you know, you can let me know. There again, you know, we're getting later in the year. It's getting cooler at night. This is kind of a situation where I was pressed for time, so I wanted to get them in that other hive, try to get them established, and maybe get some more comb drawn out. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, you can go ahead and like. If you think you might want to watch other videos, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be posting videos occasionally. So, have a nice day.